It's awfully quiet for the middle of the day. Ah, bienvenue à notre petite ville, monsieur. Je ne me rappelle pas vous voir ici. Vous êtes nouveau? Ah, greetings, fellow stranger. I'm just visiting, passing by quickly, which won't last long given the size of this place. Do you know where I could find some water around here? These sands make a fellow quite parched and my canteens run dry. Ah, vous voulez de l'eau? Sans problème, il y a une pompe d'eau juste au fin de la ville là. Mais une question avant que vous partez. Vous devriez pas vous introduire, le serpent? Mr. Who? I think you've got the wrong person here. S'il te plaît, n'essaye pas de mentir. Tout le monde ici connaît qui tu es et ce que tu as fait. La dernière personne du désastre qui était la compagnie égyptienne, le massacre de l'Oasis, vous avez causé plus de problèmes et plus de chaos que toute une équipe avait pu faire. Look, in all fairness, the Oasis incident was only partially my fault. The sandstorm that caused the train crash did the majority of the work. Ça n'importe pas. Vous n'êtes pas juste une bleue, vous êtes une menace qui doit être éliminée. Et l'équipe Icarus va vous souhaiter cet honneur. Whoa. Calm down. Can't we talk this out? Le moment pour parler, c'est quand nous avons offert votre groupe l'opportunité de se rendre. Vous avez un dernier désir avant de mourir? Well, could I at least put on my hat? It'd be a shame if you kill me while I'm dressed like some nobody instead of the world-famous saboteur I am. Allez-y. How generous of you all. Let me draw my weapon. Attrape-lui! Il est derrière le mur. Je l'ai, t'occupe pas. Mais où est-il parti? Il est où? Il doit être ici. That's such a shame this had to happen. I'll give you credit. You're some of the better hunters I've run into. And you could have made a killing in the capital or chasing down bandits, but no, you just had to chase the snake. What drives you people to do this? Is it the money? Is it the wealth? Is it some thing in your minds? I guess we'll never know. Merde. Voulez me battre face à face, petit connard. The word you're looking for here is snake. Hence the title I've been given. Also, to answer your question, no. I'm sure the vultures will enjoy nibbling on your bodies. As for me, I gotta find a way out of this place, so farewell. In the same way that a cowboy would turn heads in the modern era, the Colt Navy is an ancient relic found by few and wielded by lesser still. And it checks out. The old clockwork-like mechanisms and functionality would dissuade a person used to simple automatic weaponry. When you do see it, well, there's two kinds of people it could be. Firstly, you've got Jim over here, who somehow got a shiny new gadget and wants to try it out. He's no more of a threat than anyone with the default shotgun you're enlisted with. And then there's someone like the Snake. Needless to say, there's a reason more than 100 dog tags were claimed by that legend during her escape across the desert. But the power comes at a price. High risk matches high reward, and you have to be much closer to danger than most people want to be. Paired with a slow fire rate and the fact that you shoot a singular bullet, and you just have to ask yourself two questions when you're dueling someone. Are you a better shot than them? And are you faster than them? Unlike other weapons, which can just be ordered in bulk from the armory, the Colt Navy is one of the elusive secret weapons hidden across the globe. This one is found in the Desert Pyramid's battle location, and aside from this map that you have, that's all I can tell you. Despite being a smaller round, the .36 caliber it fires doesn't suffer from overpenetration like the Model 29, which leads it to deal a whopping 60 damage to the body, letting you kill targets in just 2 shots to any part of their torso or limbs. As for headshots, you only need a single bullet to take people down. Unlike with the Model 29, this means that suddenly you are just as deadly as the shotguns or submachine guns you might run into, and can be even more dangerous in specific circumstances. This power doesn't last, though. At range, your damage drops to a minimal 17 to the body and a weak 34 to the head, meaning you either need a full magazine or 3 headshots to kill someone. Unless you're shooting at scarecrows, you won't be getting many distant kills. In terms of performance, the single action nature does hinder it a lot. Because you have to rearm the hammer after every shot, your fire rate is capped at a rather low 125. This means that you're matched with the shotguns in terms of rounds you can output, leading to awkward stalemates if neither can hit each other and you're just waiting for your guns to chamber another bullet. It also suffers from high recoil, but it keeps an extremely tight hipfire spread of 0.8 degrees. This means that even if your follow-up shots from the hit might miss, your first shot will be almost always on point. For speed, this weapon handles almost as well as its successor, only being 5% slower when aiming down sights and keeping its 100% run speed. This means that you can run around and get up close for those deadly headshot crunches, or you can get to cover if you're caught out in the open. It also makes repositioning extremely beneficial, which is something we will touch on in the next section. Now, if you've watched my Model 29 guide, you might think that the same rules apply and that the speed is the most important statistic for this gun, like it was for that revolver. However, while it is a key part of how you play and how you're going to want to use the weapon, it's not the main statistic you should be playing around. Instead, as you might have guessed by now, the ability to kill in one headshot steers a lot of how your combat is meant to go. Being such a powerful ability for a non-shotgun weapon, without a gimmick like the Liberator or the Well Rod, the rest of its statistics are balanced around this, which means it's in your best interest to maximize how many headshots you're getting so you can reach the full potential of this weapon. With the Colt Navy, the universal concept to learn is positioning. Being in a good spot will let you line up headshots for free or with a massive time advantage over your enemy, meaning that suddenly your aim is the only factor that's needed to win duels, and sometimes that's also completely optional. If you trick the enemy and you catch them from behind, you can just line up a shot for free and they don't even have a chance to fight back. Doing this also lets you reduce the amount of trades you get, trades being fights where you kill the enemy but you die in the process. For close range combat, you're going to want to grab a good mining tool and get ready to get dirty since you'll be digging a lot. You're also going to be building a lot, but that's not quite as messy. The reason for this is that you're going to want to set up little cubbies, small angles, ambushes, and traps for the enemies. Either you're going to be lining them up for an unsuspecting shot to land a headshot, or you're going to be making it easier on yourself to shoot them first. Additionally, flanking them is excellent if done carefully. You can get 2 to 3 kills before you disappear and you reappear somewhere else like a ghost. But don't be fooled into thinking this is used the same as a well rod. Your extreme speed and very accurate hipfire means you can also force enemies into 1v1 duels and win because of how hard you hit. Hunting down flankers, pulling away dangerous weapons, or suppressing snipers are all good options, and if you must be on the front lines, focus on shooting those not looking at you or high priority enemies, going for picks, which I will touch on later. If your aim isn't too good with this weapon, that's fine. Body shots are still extremely deadly and will nab you kills or assists. You want to play from elevated positions or sneaky angles if you're doing this, so you can land constant damage on people, and less of a pop out and kill them playstyle since you won't be able to get that instant elimination. For medium range, headshots are still very much a staple of the gameplay as they were in close range, as a simple 2 will take down anyone you come across unless they're at the starting edges of long range. However, unlike the Model 29's playstyle, you're going to want to adapt one that's slightly different for the Colt Navy. Where the Model 29 can get away with simply popping up, getting a couple kills, and then dipping back into cover because of its high speeds and low recoil, the almost halved speed of the Colt Navy doesn't allow for that. Instead, you're going to have to adapt and play a little bit more like you're using the TAS, which admittedly is a very bizarre comparison, but hear me out here. Due to being a slug shotgun, the TAS is forced to play in sneaky angles or from places people might not expect, pop out very quickly to land a headshot or a body shot, and then dip back into cover and reposition slightly to do this again until a person or multiple people die. And with the Colt Navy, you're going to want to do something similar, and you also have the benefit of having a higher fire rate and more bullets than the TAS to pull this off. And if you're landing headshots, this is extremely beneficial because it means that the amount you need to kill someone goes down by a lot. Hi, editing me here. Remington's gonna become the Slug Shotgun of 3.4. Just take what I said and apply it there. For long range, I'm gonna be honest, this should be your absolute literal last priority. I'm very serious here. Building walls or digging trenches is more valuable than trying to use this weapon at long range. Not only do you have to land 3 headshots or all 6 body shots to actually kill someone, but you shoot slower than the Model 29 and you have more recoil than Model 29. Unless the enemy is completely unaware or extremely preoccupied or on low health, it's not worth your time at all. As mentioned before, this weapon can hold its own in a fight, but that doesn't mean you want to lone wolf and abandon your team entirely. Instead, what you can go for is picks. For those who don't know, a pick is when you get a kill on a high importance target, be it a dangerous weapon, an experienced player, or someone that's supporting a team via good building and demolition. Pulling this off means that the enemy team suddenly loses one of their major pillars they've been relying on, whether it be damage output to suppress your allies, or reliable source of cover to move up towards the control point. Even if you can't actually kill said target, wasting their time is extremely valuable as it's time they're not shooting your allies or reinforcing their defenses, and it can also let your fellow snipers or frontliners clean them up if you manage to land a mid-range headshot, for example. The Colt Navy is a much harder weapon to use than the rifle and the Model 29, requiring precise headshots at close range with limited time to act and aim. However, if you play around cover well and stay on the move, you'll be a massive thorn in the enemy's side and help your team in the meantime. And maybe, just maybe, if you dress for the part and you find yourself with a couple of unsuspecting corpses at your feet, you hear the echo of a legend hidden in the sands of time. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this Colt Navy guide. Like before, if you have a weapon that you want me to make a guide on that is not one of the weapons on this table, let me know down in the comments below. However, if you want a guide on something that's not from Arms of Solitaire, you can go to my Ko-Fi and commission a specific guide from me. The order of when I make it might be a bit off, so it might take a bit to get there, but I will definitely make it, and if not, I'll let you know. And as always, these videos aren't easy to make, so your support would be greatly appreciated, whether it be from likes and subscriptions, or by buying me a coffee. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you in the next guide. Bye bye.